Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at the Trump meme coins, the Maga tokens that I think could really do well over the summer. We've entered meme coin summer, and in yesterday's video I made a case for why I think these tokens may end up doing well. Now let me go ahead and of course put my disclaimer out there. Nothing in this video should be considered financial advice. I'm not some sort of meme coin expert. I'm a cryptocurrency enthusiast. In fact, I typically have never liked investing in the meme coins, but you can't ignore that the overall crypto market really likes meme tokens. With that being said, with the political environment that we're in, with the political environment related to Donald Trump, the political environment related to crypto, and how Trump has basically promised to quote unquote protect crypto, and of course I'm skeptical of that as well. I shared that in my video yesterday, but I do think there are some potential plays that could be made here, at least for me personally. And there's really three tokens that I'm kind of watching out of this entire list right here. I'm going to go through and talk about each one of these tokens in today's video. We're going to be looking at the tokenomics. We're going to look at who's behind it, who's promoting it, the website. We're going to be taking a look at the volume, some of the performance that it's had already, and I'm going to explain what I like about each individual token and we're going to go sort of in order, or at least I guess what I'll do is we'll be out of order, but at the end I'll tell you which ones are my favorites and in order from first, second, and third. All right, let's get into this. The first token that we're going to look at on this list is the current market leader, the original Trump token, the Maga token. This one is the largest by market cap at 620 million, 620, or really 624 million. Let's be exact here, right? Come over here and look at the chart. It's doing really well right now. This is the daily chart. So yesterday we hit literal lifetime highs. This thing's a few months old now, I believe, and the overall liquidity is about 11.7 million as is. It's doing well. The question is, how much can it go from here? Could it flip Pepe, which it would have to get to like a 2 billion market cap, I believe. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and take a look at the website. The website, I believe, is pretty sharp. I actually think they have one of the better websites. This is a meme token that looks to be aimed at doing something somewhat significant, meaning even though the token is obviously very much pro Donald Trump, they actually, if you come down and look at the tokenomics of the token, they have a tax, and you can see that here as well. If you come down, they have a tax, a 1% buy, sell, trade tax of any kind. Basically every transaction is a 1% tax. They're collecting the tax, and they're saying they use it for marketing, development, donations, and liquidity. But of course, they have these things here, these different charities that they're giving to. I think that is incredibly, incredibly admirable. I think it would resonate really, really well with the people who want to basically own this token as some sort of a statement in support of Donald Trump. And also, by the way, if you come down here, they actually show somewhere, I saw there's actual like receipt. Oh yeah, right here. You can click here and see the actual receipts for this token, which showing the different donations they've made. Listen, I think that's impressive. I mean, it's not very every day that you see a token that's actually doing something that genuine. So I think it's pretty impressive. So what I think about the website, I think the website is not your typical haha cartoonish website outside of this picture here. I think this website is very much in line with the political theme, but it kind of has a serious tone to it. I actually like that a lot. Websites are something that I think most people overplay. I don't think Bitcoin needed a website to be successful. I don't think Ethereum needs a website to be successful. But when you talk about a meme token that doesn't have, in theory, it's just a joke coin. So what's the greater purpose behind it? You buy it and hold it because you believe in the joke. I mean, listen, you can't make many logical reasons to want to hold on to the token outside of sheer speculation. So I think the website being able to be appealing and be able to communicate some sort of message is important. And I think this website does it in groves. Now, who's behind this project? So it tells us right here there's two people, Captain Deplorable, Ungoverned on LFA. Obviously, this is someone who is very much in line with Donald Trump's thinking. You see that when he's got himself down here as Captain Deplorable. going back to what Hillary Clinton said in the very first campaign. And then we got Steven Steele here, who says he's a recording artist and a marketing director. Let's take a look at their following on Twitter. Sean here has 166 followers, and Steven has 114 followers. By the way, what is also interesting, I saw over here where they do, where's it at? I'll see it here. Maybe I'm overlooking it. Somewhere they do, right? Oh, here we go. Weekly Twitter Spaces. They're every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. They're communicating with basically the community. At the end of the day, you need a community to make a meme token succeed. People, for whatever reason, want to hold on to it, want to believe into it, want to resonate well with it. Targeting Donald Trump voters, I think, is probably smart. Having a regular weekly spaces where the community can come together, can talk, I think is smart. I'm assuming they're talking policy, meaning politics. I'm assuming they're also talking about the actual project and how well it's doing, and that's what I would assume they're talking about. They may be talking about some of this as well. Listen, I think there's a reason it's the market leader, and I don't think it's going to be easily overtaken. The question is, how much higher can it go from here? I think it can go a lot higher. I just don't know how much higher. So Trump token is the first one we're going to cover, the original Trump token. Let's come back over here. Let's take a look at another one on this list. We'll go token number 2. We'll call it the Maga token, and then we'll go to token number 3. So if you've been following my channel for a while, I have an entire playlist of where I've invested in this token, which, by the way, I have yet to invest in the Maga token. I plan to at some point, but I have not yet. I wanted to pull back a little bit. I haven't invested into this token, and I've covered it extensively on this channel lately. I want to go ahead and take a look at that token really quickly. And this is the current chart that we have over here on this chart is, I think it's looking pretty good. Many of you know I thought it was going to pull back more. It hasn't pulled back yet. It's actually it's performed pretty well. I'm very biased. I got into this thing way over here somewhere, and I've done very well. Maybe it was over. No, it was over here. I've done very, very well on this token just by holding it. You can check out my playlist if you want to know more about that. But let's go back to take a look at the website. They have no real website. You can try to reload it. It doesn't come up. It used to come up, by the way. I don't know what's going on with this. It may or may not be a good sign. Take it for what you want, but there's no website there. That doesn't seem good to me. Who's pushing this project is very interesting. This project, WellFud and PolyOX. So WellFud over here, it has 418 followers on Twitter. Yeah, that's a lot. And then PolyOX over here has 212 followers on Twitter. Now, PolyOX is known, I believe, as a developer. Let's see, you tip jar, you get nothing.eth. You get nothing for giving me this, is what he's basically saying. He's a founder. He's already found the Pork Coin and PondOX. So he's got some cryptocurrency experience for sure. They are oftentimes talking about this, the Maga token, obviously. The Maga token has done really, really well so far. It's got a much smaller market cap than the Trump token, right here at 238 million. I got into this thing at like 30 million, I believe, initially. I like how they say self-reporting, but you can always pull up something like Dex Tools and take a look. Right here's the total market cap. So I always find it interesting when they're like, oh, self-reporting. No, it's on chain, dude. Go look at it. Anywho, so right now it's got a really nice market cap. So that's good. Let's go and look at number 3. But before I do that, I want to look at a couple of differences. One thing I forgot to say about the Trump token, I do think is fascinating. Donald Trump actually holds this token. Obviously, it was sent to him. However, he's got this token and he's not sold it, which I think is interesting. I think it's very interesting that he has not sold the token. And he's literally sitting on millions of dollars of this token. That's crazy. $8 million in value that he's holding. Again, he didn't go on the open market and buy it, but he also hasn't chose to sell it. A lot of times, celebrities and stuff will dump meme tokens that they get or whatever, and he has not done that. So I think it's interesting. I think it says as much about him endorsing it versus him not endorsing it. I don't think it's an absolute endorsement, but I don't know, maybe he's not thinking about it at all. But in my mind, it's like, let's see what happens. Or he may say, hey, these are people who obviously support me. They're putting personal effort and energy into promoting me. Maybe no matter what, I should just hold that token for the foreseeable future. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Nonetheless, it's very interesting. You will hear the Trump community, the Trump token community, talk about this on Twitter, in their Telegram. They're all very excited about this. I mean, look, he didn't go out and buy them. He just has chose not to sell them. So I don't think it's any sort of endorsement, but I also can't deny the fact that it's interesting that he hasn't chose to sell it, especially when it's, $1 million in value. And he might have some legal fees to pay for it, if you know what I'm talking about. One more thing that I want to make certain I mention on both of these tokens, a difference. This token has that tax, 1%, 1% buys and sales. The Maga token has no tax. So I think that's important. Zero tax. 0, 0. Looks like there's a 0.01% tax. Okay, I don't know what that's about. But basically it's a zero tax on this token. Now let's go take a look at the next token on the list. Here we go. And it's going to be the Super Trump. Not second. It is not the second by market cap. 29 million, but there's other tokens out there with a big market cap. But this is this token has been pumping like crazy in the past 7 days, up 280%. So I want to take a look at it. I'm going to order these tokens in a moment and which one I like and their returns. But this is based on my own personal investing. You can definitely develop your own ideas. Don't again, I'm just a cryptocurrency enthusiast, so let's just be clear here. So this one has had a big run up and a pullback, and I did make an investment in this one. Primarily it was a momentum play. I probably jumped in when we were about right here, and it went up and pulled back. So I'm up a little bit, nothing to write home about, nothing crazy, but I'm up a little bit on my position. With that being said, this token, by the way, also has a tax. This is going to be important. It's going to come into play here in a moment. Let's take a look at their website. And this website is more like a meme coin website. A lot of sort of now available on Solana. A lot of funny business, if you will, on the website as far as it looking very cartoonish. I do like that they give the contract addresses. Be very careful. Any meme coins that you go into, there's a lot of, like, even if you come to this list, you'll recognize that a lot of these tokens are basically trying to capitalize on previous names of, like, how many Maga tokens do you see on this list? They're not all the same. So you think you're going into one Maga token, but you could be going into some sort of a knockoff. That's one thing you have to be careful for. At least on their website, they make it very clear what the addresses are on both Ethereum and both Solana. So I like that. If you've not seen this clip, you should come check it out. This is a clip where basically Trump said he's going to tell them to leave your Bitcoin alone. And hey, I like that he's saying it. I'm skeptical, but I like that he's saying it. That being said, I don't see anyone behind this project. I don't see anyone promoting it. And normally, I like cryptocurrency projects that are anonymous with undoxed devs and nobody promoting it. I like that kind of thing. I like when the utility can drive people to want to own it. They believe in the future utility of what the team's doing, etc. I always like that kind of stuff and prefer that over one talking head. That's just me personally. I think, yeah, in the current economic environment that we're in, I think it's better that there's not one major talking head, one centralized authority. But when it comes to meme tokens, the question that I ask myself is, what's going to cause it to go up? And in this one, I don't see anyone really talking. They do have a Telegram. I didn't look at the Telegram size. That is something I like to look at sometimes. I'm not going to go in there. Well, here, we'll hop in real quick. I will look at the Telegram. By the way, quick shout out. If you want to join my Telegram, I'll put a link in the description. Yeah, I don't see the Telegram. Maybe it's not here. View in Telegram. Open Telegram desktop. Oh, there we go. It says there's, I don't want to join the channel. So there's 2,000 people. I would want to come in here and just check out this Telegram and see how many people are talking, how active is it bots or whatever. That's always a good thing to do. And there may be someone in Telegram really leading the way and creating a lot of good community inside the Telegram group. I'm not really sure. But what I like about this one, and let me go through and share with you what I like about each one. What I like about this one, I'll go in reverse, is that it's just a smaller market cap. So the play here, I think this is really just a momentum play. I think this one may pump when the other Trump tokens pump. They've been kind of moving in lockstep a little bit, but it's got $28 million market cap. There's a lot of room for potential growth. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I think this is all of them are risky. I think this is the riskiest one just because it's a smaller market cap, but some people like that possible growth. And I don't see no one pushing this one. And there is a tax, a 0.3% tax for buys and sales. It's going to some dev somewhere. All the smart contracts look pretty good just based on the DEX score on DEX tools. So that's good. I just like that this one's probably earlier in a smaller market cap. That's the single biggest thing that I like about this project personally. What I like about Maga is that there's a lot of volume. It's 230 million market cap. The liquidity on this thing is 4 million. But if you look at the 24-hour volume, it's 24 million. A lot of volume. This has some of the highest, it definitely has the highest volume ratio, liquidity to volume, but it has really high volume. That's good. That's good long term. Something with good volume might one day get picked up on a centralized exchange. Centralized exchanges will pick up a token when it has a lot of volume, meaning your big exchanges like the Binances of the world and stuff like that. They will pick up a token when it has a lot of volume. I also could see Coinbase possibly at some point. I could see Coinbase at some point picking up these tokens as well, specifically if Donald Trump gets elected. Because, I mean, you got to think Donald Trump's not going to ever want somebody to get sued who's honoring his brand by basically allowing it to exist on their exchange. I just don't see that. I can see Donald Trump, his ego, his brand. That's just good. I mean, the man's made steaks, he's made suits, he's made wine and champagne and everything else. It has had the Trump logo. Why not have the Trump logo or the Maga logo or whatever out there in a cryptocurrency? Who knows? So I think that it's very possible this could get listed on one of these. Could get listed on a Coinbase as well. The original or the first one, the largest market cap, this Trump token here. I just like that it's the market leader. If one survives, in my opinion, it's probably going to be this one, simply based on the fact that it's first to market, largest market cap, etc. Now, I'm going to put these in the order that I personally like them. The one I like the most out of these three, and I'll explain why. This is going to be a little unpopular, but it shouldn't shock you if you've been following my channel. The one I like the most is the Maga token. And for one fundamental reason. In order for these things to go really pop off, I believe they need to get picked up on a centralized exchange eventually. Typically I don't care if a crypto gets on a centralized exchange, but it's gonna make these Maga tokens just go nuts. A 2 million market cap, crazy volume. That volume, if it continues, it could be the reason. The volume could be the reason that it gets listed if that volume continues. And I believe it's going to have the most likelihood to have high volume because there's no taxes. When you have a tax on a token, like the Maga token, for example, the Trump token, it causes the volume to stay quite low. Only $14 million in volume for something that has a market cap of 647 million. It's because every single time you sell, think about it. Why is it that small wallets don't like to be on Ethereum? Because the gas fees are so expensive. If I'm going to try to trade $100, but I got to pay $15 in gas fees, it's not worth it. Well, here, the whales can get away with playing on Ethereum because it doesn't matter how much the transaction is. Whether it's $100 or $10,000, it's the same gas fee. But when you're charging a 1%, if I have $100,000 and I want to sell it, I've got to be willing to pay $1,000. And if I want to get back in, I got to be willing to pay $1,000 round trip. If I'm trying to trade in and out for profits, I've got 2% working against me constantly round trip. And so the result of that is you end up with a lot more people either holding or selling. You don't see a bunch of people buying in and out repeatedly in most cases because that 1% hurts both ways. So I think it's less likely that this token could go on a centralized exchange. And because of that, I think it ultimately is going to hurt how high the market cap could go. Listen, Maga only needs to, it's 1/3 of this market cap now. I got in when it was 30 million. It went to 50 million pretty quick. It wouldn't take much for the Maga token to probably get to 400 or 500 million. So from a sheer performance purpose, I like the Maga token better, but the Trump token is the market leader currently. And if I had to just bet on sheer survivability of the token, I think I would bet on this one. My current bet on MAGA is that it eventually gets listed. And I believe if Donald Trump gets elected, it very well could get listed. Not financial advice, that's just the way I'm playing it. With that being said, where do I put this other one, the Super Trump? The Super Trump token, it also has a tax. So it's a smaller tax, but it still has a tax. I don't know anyone behind it. I don't know anyone pushing it. We can kind of see it did a normal thing that a meme coin does, a bit of a pump and a dump, and it's flatlined and then it just took off. I think that the only reason it took off is because they're continuing to grow. So the community sees there's a real, because they just went to Solana, for example. So the community sees, hey, there's real development, so to speak, here. Someone's still paying attention to this project. So I think that's caused this massive pump. I am in this project. I'm a little bit conflicted because of the price I got in it at these tops, but we'll wait and see. Maybe this is going to be a new resistant level. We'll just have to wait and see. I have a small position here. I don't know if I'm going to hold it. I do plan to pick up some Trump token when it pulls back. And I also, as many of you know, I also am holding this token, earning close to $100 a day right now as of today. I'll be putting out an update video later. So these are the 3 Trump tokens I think that are going to beat the market. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll put my playlist if you want to see what I've been doing and follow in real time, documented proof of what's been happening. I'll put that playlist on the end screen. You can take a look at it now on the right-hand side. Thanks for watching.